mean, I love it. I love the build-up, the anticipation, the personalities. The rivalry's always, my dad played it in 1960. The rivalry's always been great, but when we had that 10 years with those big, bombastic personalities, you just didn't know what would happen. It just added to it. It added to the spice. And, with Lloyd Carr and Gary Moeller and, we had John Cooper, Earl Bruce, it was always great. But I think now we're all just kind of bracing, hoping that we get those two big personalities on both sidelines. So I understand it. I'm a part of hoping it's what everybody else is hoping for.
X and O wise, how do you kind of see it playing out maybe?
I mean, on paper, as we sit here on Friday night, I see low scoring game. Field position, special teams, turnover margin, all those things playing a big part on who wins. The emotion, who can control the momentum, those kind of things, I think will go a long way. Now, with that being said, I've put a little asterisk saying it's Urban Meyer, it's Jim Harbaugh. They both have saved things for this game. So you're going to see some, Jabril Peppers is probably going to throw a pass. Ohio State's going to have a little something with a running quarterback and J.T. Barrett. So you're going to see some stuff, but I think when the dust settles, it's like a 21-17 kind of game. I think it's going to be low scoring, and which team catches that big break in the fourth quarter is probably going to be the team that ends up winning the game.
How big a thrill is it to call it again?
Oh, it's surreal. I mean, it's unbelievable to have a chance to come back, and I've called a few of them, but I could call another one and another one. It just never gets old. I mean, I'm going to call the national championship again later this year, but nothing will compare to this for me. This is what it's all about for me.
Is this bigger than 06? Do you recall the height?
Yeah, I called that one too. I mean, you got to remember, Bo passed away on Friday.
Sure.
And it added to, for me, my dad and he coached together and were friends, so it really added to just the history of the game on a personal level.
Yeah.
And then what was at stake, 1 against 2. So I don't want to ever just say whatever's the newest is always the best, because that was a very unique set of circumstances. But this is just different because we have new Jim Harbaugh. He's bringing Michigan back to becoming a perennial power again. You have Urban Meyer and all the success that he's enjoyed. And then you throw in everything that's at stake. So this feels different than it did in 06.
Are you surprised how quickly Coach Harbaugh has gotten them to they were 5-7
Yeah.
2 years ago.
When they hired Jim Harbaugh, I remember thinking, we were out at the Rose Bowl, and I remember thinking it's not a matter of if, but when he brings him back. I had the same feelings when Alabama hired Nick Saban. I thought, I hope you get your shots in now because he's bringing Bama back. And that's exactly how I feel about Jim Harbaugh. I made a comment earlier this year about, Michigan's going to be good this year, obviously, but his better teams are ahead of him. Now, that's from a physical, on paper standpoint, not intangibles. What do you have, 43 seniors? I mean, this is a unique situation because of having a veteran group. But I'm just saying physically, he's going to recruit better quarterbacks, better wide receivers, better running backs, like the type of players that were there throughout the 80s and 90s when they were just on fire, sending guys to the NFL. That's coming back. So I guess I'm surprised because he's inherited this team. They bought into his culture, and the fact that they're to the level where they are, I think anybody has to be surprised that it's been this quick. And just as a fan of the Big Ten and being at Ohio State, with my background, I'm a huge fan of him bringing Michigan back because it's healthy for the rivalry, it's great for the Big Ten, and it's great for college football anytime you bring that brand back to where he has brought them.
How important is it to college football as a whole